supporters of yesterday's march against the criminal justice bill, which ended in a riot in central London, have called for an inquiry into police tactics. They've described the handling of the event as incompetent and say police officers ignored the advice of march stewards. The police have blamed anarchists for starting the violence.
They say police provoked the crowd by refusing to allow people to return to coaches. When a bottleneck built up in one corner of Hyde Park, they claim mounted police rushed in without thinking of the consequences. They're now demanding an inquiry and calling for senior officers to be disciplined.
A lower key policing approach, not forcing people to leave the park, not forcing people to rush up to that corner of the park, would have helped to defuse the situation.
Unsurprisingly, the police tell a very different story. They say officers showed remarkable restraint when faced with a barrage of weapons, including wooden staves, scaffolding, bricks, bottles and cans. 11 officers needed hospital treatment, although none were seriously injured. The officer in charge of the operation maintains that the violence was caused by a small group of around 2,000 people he described as anarchists.
At times last night, the violence was even worse, according to the police, than the poll tax riots of 1990. 2,000 or so protesters fought pitched battles with officers prepared to charge them with batons drawn. But how did it start? And more to the point, who's to blame?
This is Park Lane, one of the most affluent streets in the world. On the night that hundreds of demonstrators fought a pitched battle with riot police.
It had all been so peaceful. Both the police and the organisers of the demonstration agree it was a relatively trouble-free event until the marchers were herded down Park Lane and told to leave the area. The demonstrators say there was no room to disperse, although police insist they simply refused to move. Either way, what was billed as Britain's biggest ever march for civil liberties ended up turning an expensive area of London into a battlefield.
He's been hit for no reason whatsoever.
Then the battle for Hyde Park began.